Ethan's still in the hospital. His sex change surgery, it went well. They say he's in good spirits.
I thought he was getting something else removed.
What the fuck is that? His testicles?
Yeah.
I don't know if they took the testicles or not. I think they were going to... He was trying to turn them into ovaries. We tried to explain to him that it's not how it works.
Doesn't work like that.
Listen, he's following his dream. We don't know if he's going to keep the name Ethan.
Call him Ember.
Ember. Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Ember. So, Ethan, if you need help with names, Danny and I, we got you. And we support you. Come on, guys. We need to support this transition. Click the like button if you support Ethan's transition to becoming Ember.
That actually sounds hot.
It does sound
Maybe
hot.
he'll be hot.
He might be a hot girl.
I bet he will. So, how was the beach?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had a good time. Went down to the beach for the weekend. And it was nice. Warm weather. It wasn't hot, but...
Was it humid?
No, not really. I mean, it was a little hot the one time. I had a sweater on because I thought it was going to be cooler. I took the sweater off and I was fine.
Well, it's a good thing you missed the hurricane.
Yeah. So we kind of fell right there at the perfect time. We missed the hurricane, and we also missed all the medical waste that was on the beach. I don't know if you had heard the beach.
Medical waste?
I don't know where it came from, but the beaches were closed.
No shit.
During, or for like the last 2 weeks.
Medical waste. So, like what?
Syringes, tampons.
Well, they can't be coming from the ocean. I don't know.
Obviously, they didn't come from the ocean. They must have fell off like a barge of some kind. Like
I guess.
Or something, maybe.
What's
wrong, puppy?
Fuck you for going to the beach, but glad you had a good time.
I had a good time. I mean, it was really just the one day, and then part of Sunday, and we did a little shopping. And then the rest of the time was in Salisbury, which was about half an hour up the road.
Oh, you went to Salisbury?
Well, that's where we were at. That's crazy. I was working.
Because there's a girl missing from Salisbury right now.
Really?
Yeah. What do you know about that?
Nothing. I was working.
Yeah, I just saw it on Facebook. A lot of people think she jumped one of the bridges because, like, her car was found in Alexandria, Virginia, which is 3 hours away. I'm tired of this warm weather, though. It can fucking go away.
Yeah, our AC's still on. So the other day, yesterday, I went to put the cover on the pool. I'm sitting inside with a freaking sweatshirt, and it was cloudy, so I assumed it was cold out.
Yeah.
I got outside in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and I was like, what the fuck?
I tried doing deliveries one day this week, thinking it was cool, wearing this. By the time I was done, this thing was soaked with sweat.
So what do you think about Diddy?
Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Well, apparently like a Danny party.
Yeah, they can't really see it since Joy Cam's not working, but yeah, ain't no party like a Danny party.
I mean, what you want to know?
I appreciate you bringing some gifts. So Danny brought some baby oil.
Yeah.
You had to go for the Equate brand.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's cheaper. It all works. It's all the same.
I don't usually like the bigger ones, but you brought a cucumber as well.
It's a little bit bigger than normal. I don't really use that big.
Yeah, it has a weird smell to it, though.
Have you ever seen those like real thin cucumbers?
I like those. They're not as seedy. I get the English cucumbers.
Care about the inside of them.
Yeah, they're a little bit bumpier too.
I mean, what else do you want to know? I thought there's some good parties. Let me know. Hit me up if you guys want to do a Danny party. No, but anyway, what do we think about Diddy? I mean,
shit's crazy.
Here's the thing: we know there are other people involved. We're never going to know the extent of people involved. It's the powers that be obviously are involved. And I think Diddy's a fall guy anyway, because they're all corrupt. They're all criminals. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I guess maybe one of them had to go, and it's Diddy. Everyone would love to see Jay-Z and Beyonce because we know they're corrupt criminals. But the powers that be have their hands in this, and before too many names get out, like Diddy says too many names, because why the fuck would he come back? For what? Like, his lawyers say, like, he wants to tackle this head on. Tackle what head on? You're fucked, buddy. Like, they have so much mountains of evidence against him. Why would you come back?
So I've just seen some pictures. Like I said before, I actually try to stay away from the news a little bit just because it depresses me.
Yeah.
So I saw pictures of like a barrel, some kind, full of sex toys. Was that real?
No, apparently that one was like with the cop standing behind it.
Yeah, the four.
That one was
with the
apparently
dildos.
photoshopped. You got to watch with the pictures around this
That's
whole
why.
thing.
That's why I asked, because with AI now, I mean, shit looks real.
And people are just clip farming the shit out of this right now. And you can tell the fake ones from the real ones.
I did also hear that the baby oil wasn't baby oil; it was liquid ecstasy.
Really?
That's what I.
So wait a minute. There's 1,000 bottles of liquid ecstasy.
A lot of, and they were like big bottles too.
Well, I do know that they were, and lots of people that have been at these parties, like your whistleblowers right now, they're telling all, and they're saying that, like, whatever the drugs are, it's a cocktail of different drugs that put you in the mood. Like, it makes you sweat, it gets you horny, but it also is psychedelic to where, like, it's almost like you're submissive.
So I guess the corrupt piece or the charges are alleging like the sex trafficking and the racketeering stuff. So people who went to these parties might, you know, at the end of the day, like if you found like Jay-Z, let's say Jay-Z was getting fucked and Beyonce likes to watch or something like that, like that's not a crime.
That's
like,
not illegal.
Who gives a fuck? I mean, it's fucking weird, but
it's all blackmail right now.
Yeah, and is there other shit going on that has other people involved?
Well, there's a lot of sexual assault, not just sex trafficking, but like just straight up sexual assault going on. I mean, you could probably make a case that I guess it could be sexual assault because they're drugged. They're on probably like some form of ecstasy or Molly mixed with submissive drugs. So they're doing shit that they wouldn't normally do, and they can't say no because of the drugs. So technically, that is.
Or were they roofied? Or
it's kind of like roofied, but you're not passed out.
Do you know that you're taking something, or was it? So when I say roofied, I meant slipped into their drink.
I think some of them do, but then there's a lot of people saying that it's mixed into their drinks. Like the one was talking about like vodka cranberries.
My only thought is if you know that there's something added into it, regardless of whether you know what that is, shame on you. Not saying that makes whatever happened to you okay. I'm not like victim blaming here, but I am saying what you think was going to happen.
Well, there was one girl that came out, and now she's saying that everybody had these drinks, and it was like vodka cranberries, and she just had a weird feeling about it because everybody else had already been drinking was acting off, right? So she's there with her boss or her manager or whatever, and she sees Diddy and Kanye looking at her, and they don't look really happy or whatever. They're just staring at her. So she starts like acting like she's drinking it, but she doesn't. And she sees that makes them happy. So she's like, oh, okay, fuck this. There's something in this drink. She looks over at her manager, and she's trying to text her manager to tell her, don't drink this, we need to go. So she pulls out her phone, and apparently Kanye grabs her phone and said, hey, no phones, you're like laughing about it, but we're at a party, man. We're here to have fun, and then puts her phone up on a speaker. So then she looks over, and her manager starts taking sips. And it's like within fucking minutes, it hits her. And long story short, this girl ends up getting sexually assaulted by 2 other dudes. And nobody, like there was like executives there, like record label executives, all this stuff, and she's looking at them saying, help me. None of them will help her. They're just looking the other way as she's having her clothes ripped off.
It's fucked up world we live in.
So, I mean,
know what you're getting into. Be smart.
I want to hear other names come out. I mean, we can speculate all we want.
Like I said the other day, we never saw the list of, I mean, the Epstein Island, you never got a list of names.
No, you got more flight logs.
Yeah. I don't know that you ever, and even then, how valid is it? Because, like, okay, you've heard LeBron James literally say, ain't no party like a Diddy party. That's why I came up with that. And granted, I'm not a LeBron James fan, but is that evidence suggesting that he was involved in any of this? No, it's not.
Because who's going to say that. Specifically, ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Unless you're cocky enough to think like no one's ever going to find out, and then once again, shame on you, dumbass. You get what you deserve. So no, I mean I'm not a LeBron fan by any means, but do I think that he's necessarily involved? I don't have any evidence to suggest that.
No. And before he even says any names, I honestly think he's going to be dead.
It's just they got to watch, because you do that when after Epstein died, when everyone already believes that it wasn't suicide. How do you get away with that? When I think conspiracy theories are so real that they can do something to make it look enough that you question it, but because you can't have definitive proof, they're like, yeah, people are still going to question it, but they're going to question no matter what we do. I think that's why they still do things. It's kind of like there's been a lot more evidence suggesting that the moon landing, not that we never went to the moon, but that the moon landing footage was fake.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what they're suggesting is that we went there, the footage got corrupted or destroyed somehow because of the environment, radiation or whatever,
and they just wanted to prove.
But we need to prove so that they faked the video footage, but we actually did go.
Well, they are proving that there are fakes whenever. There's this one video of 4 astronauts in the space station, right? And you can tell things are green screen, because the one, he's like showing the camera, because it's on like the news or whatever, and they're talking to the reporters and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wants to show everybody how he can do a flip midair with no gravity. Well, when he's doing the flip, you see the guy beside him grab something. Like he would be grabbing a rope.
That one.
And it was like,
but even that one's not definitive.
But what is he grabbing?
It looks a little funky. I've seen that one.
Because he's in a harness.
Yeah. That one's a little strange looking.
Yeah. But
the only thing is, when you've seen those ones, like when people are out in space, their faces are almost kind of, because there's no gravity. So how do you fix that?
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, as far as the whole Diddy thing goes, like, I don't think that anybody really cares if they get, like, you're never going to get caught, because no one's ever, like, the prisons are corrupt. We're even saying the NYPD is involved in this, because they were helping him do the racketeering business. They were, like, keeping things quiet for Diddy. So now the NYPD are...
Oh, yeah, they're getting kickbacks.
Exactly. So where does the corruption end? It doesn't. It just keeps going. So somewhere...
Like the Energizer Bunny keeps going.
If somebody wants him dead in prison, there is enough money for prison guard to turn his head or go on lunch break for that to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just saying. And no one's going to care. No one's going to bat an eye.
Shit, you give me the right dollar amount and be like, oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Look at these ceiling tiles. Man, this place is fucking filthy.
Exactly.
Wait, but what happened?
Exactly.
Diddy! No, say anything.
And that's the thing. Nobody's going to even care enough. And who's really going to question it with so much fucked up shit going on in the world right now?
So much shit going on. Like
election, World War III.
Like, Trump was almost assassinated.
Twice.
And no one's even talking about it. I didn't even know about the second one.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really watch the news much anymore. And I'm not even really on my phone that much.
When did you find out about it?
Like a couple days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, so, like, they're saying it was an assassination attempt, but no attempt was actually made yet. It was going to happen. So the guy was waiting in the bushes on the 6th hole. Trump was on the 5th hole. It just so happens that the agents always are a hole ahead to check it. And one of them noticed the barrel of a gun pointing through.
And they apprehended the guy?
Yeah. They fired shots his direction, missed, and the guy fled, left everything right there where he was. Didn't take his... He had backpack. He had 4 like ceramic tiles, I guess, for like bulletproof, like protection. And then a gun.
Is a ceramic tile gonna
I guess it stops a bullet.
What is wrong with people?
But they end up... and then he got into a car and fled, and they got him not too much later.
But yeah, so
at his rallies, he's got bulletproof glass around him now.
Yeah, but I mean, no one even talks. I don't want to say nobody cares, but like you said, there's so much shit going on.
World War III is ramping the fuck up right now.
And do we even give a shit? It's like, whatever.
Apparently we do, because
we feel invincible, though.
We already had 40,000 troops over there, and Biden just
No, I don't mean like government. I'm talking about like us, the people.
Oh, no, not really.
We really don't. There's so much. You don't know what to believe.
Yeah, like when World War I and II happened, everybody was in panic mode, and we're just living our lives and just like...
Because nothing feels real.
We're tired.
We live in our own bubble. We're tired, but we also live in our own bubble. We feel invincible. Nothing really bad has happened. What? I mean, 9/11 was the closest.
Yeah.
But outside of that, what really has happened to us?
We're comfortable. And that's the thing. And I think if something like... I mean, if something... Just imagine if like all of a sudden they started bombing our area, you know? And it's like, yeah, we're going to go into panic mode, but we don't know what that looks like to even...
Unfortunately, we would fall apart.
Yeah, to even prepare for that, we don't know what that looks like to say, oh my God, I can't believe... I don't know how this is happening. We don't live in those countries where that does happen all the time.
We deal with first world problems like, oh no, my phone's on 5%. Oh no, they don't have the energy drink I want at the store. Like that's the world we live in. We panic over that because we do live in a soft world.
Yeah, and I'm just at the point where
real shit. Yeah, we're crumbling.
If it happens, I'm just like, hey, we don't give a fuck what you guys do. Just take down the government, bomb them.
Well, that's what they'll do, and then they'll take over, and then we'll just submit.
Yeah, well, I don't want
the rest of us. I'm just telling you, that's what us as a population would do. We would just submit because what else will happen?
You know.
Oh. Did you changing gears? Did you hear about the whole thing with Bryce Young about him being benched?
Well, yeah, and Red Rocket's back.
Yeah, Andy Dalton. So, I did not verify this, but I saw something about there was a certain someone who made the statement that because of his race, that's why he got benched. If that was a white quarterback, it wouldn't have happened.
I don't believe that. Because I think
this was someone who, I mean, I've always liked. I mean, I only really know him as a player. LaShawn McCoy.
Shady said that.
No, I can't verify that. It could have been clipped. It could have been maybe he was talking about something else. But I saw a clip that LaShawn McCoy, he was on some other podcast or some show, and makes a comment.
So basically, are they insinuating that Carolina is racist, or that the NFL is racist in general?
Well, I guess it would play into the whole systematic racism.
All right, well, if that's the case, Drake May would be the starter in New England, not Jacoby Brissett.
Well, what I'm saying is because of his failures. They're not saying that they don't want black quarterbacks. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. But Bryce Young has not been successful since he came into the league.
That's the thing.
And they're saying
he's had a whole year.
He had a whole year. This year's not starting off much better. What other teams have done? And I agree. I think that other teams would have benched that rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, made the claim that if he was a white quarterback, he wouldn't have been benched. So I was kind of surprised to hear LaShawn McCoy say that, but I don't know LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not really been in the media all that much.
No, but he does tend to run his mouth a little too much. I mean, I think Will Levis is one more bad game away from getting benched. I don't know who their backup is, though. It may be
because they got rid of Malik Willis.
Right.
The other guy they drafted.
No, like Bryce Young, and I think you said something in our group chat yesterday. He was not NFL ready.
And I stand by. I think most rookie quarterbacks, especially those first, second round guys who you're expecting to be your future star, most of them are not NFL ready.
Look at Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Have them sit for a couple years and then progress. Have them sit behind a veteran. It doesn't have to be a great veteran. They could sit behind like a Ryan Fitzpatrick and Andy Dalton.
Well, look at Darnold now. Darnold wasn't ready, and it showed. I mean, he wasn't in a great system either, but he's now sat. I forget where he was last year. Minnesota? No, not Minnesota.
That's where he's at now. He was on the Jets at one point.
Yeah, well, that's where he got drafted, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then he's been around. I can't remember who he's played for.
Carolina. He went to Carolina. So that's another bad system.
Yeah.
So, but he sat behind, I mean, it was Zach Wilson, but he's sat and growed and matured, and now look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have guys like CJ Stroud who are going to come out and they're ready to sling in.
Patrick Mahomes. Well, even
Pat Daniels right now
sat behind Alex Smith.
For a little bit, yeah.
For a little bit.
But just Bryce Young ain't ready.
Caleb Williams might not be ready. And I kind of had a feeling about him.
I hope he never is good.
Well, I have him on a Dynasty League in fantasy, so that's the only reason I hope he does do good.
My thing is, you gave him so many fucking weapons. Like, how are you not succeeding right now?
I mean, it's still early. We're just now getting into week 4, so it's really still early to say. Like, even Jaden, and I like Jaden Daniels. I wanted the Giants to go for him, but the Giants didn't have anybody to throw to, so why would you draft a rookie quarterback? You're setting him up for failure.
Yeah, he's going to be a stud.
I like Jaden Daniels, and I agree. I think he'll be good, but it is also the fucking Redskins. I mean, Redskins haven't been good since 1991. I mean, occasionally they'll have some decent teams. I liked RG3 when they had him, but look what happened to him.
And he was injury prone. This is the best quarterback they've had.
I do like Jaden Daniels. I just like his demeanor. He was on in the first, because I don't watch college football anymore. He was on the Giants' Hard Knocks because they were looking at him.
Oh yeah, I remember because Dable was questioning him.
They considered getting Williams, but if it wasn't Malik Neighbors, they wanted Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. He's just, I don't know, dude. Watching him throw those dimes to
he looked good. He looked good, but it's really the first game he looked good.
No, he's had. I mean, that was his first game with passing touchdowns, but he's scored before. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're 2-1.
Well, what I'm saying is, a passer, that's the first he's actually looked good. And so I hope that confidence continues to build.
Well, when he has good people around him, because I love what Terry McLaurin said. Because Terry McLaurin before this game was not putting up numbers. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care. He said, if I were to be a diva about this and demand him target me, that's not doing anything for Jaden Daniels because McLaurin's been in the league, 6 years?
6, 7 years, yeah.
And he understands.
But I want to make my money, but that's not how I win. I want to win football games,
And he wants Daniels to grow. So by him, not having to be the guy, because Noah Brown stepped up the first 3 games, the guy from Dallas, and he's been big. And then McLaurin just showed his big ass wiener last week.
Need to get all these numbers so they can get that big contract to be the highest. Do you really need that much money?
Dades.
Like, really? Like, you can't live comfortably and take care of whoever in your family with like 100 million. Like, do you need 200 million?
I'll tell you what. The one that really makes me mad that he's turning into is Jamar Chase.
Yeah, because I like Jamar Chase.
I do, but you can see the. Feed me the ball. He wore a 7-Eleven shirt before the game the other night that said "always open" on the back.
Yeah,
he did that shit on purpose. I like him, but he's that kind of person. CeeDee Lamb is kind of acting like that. Although I'll give CeeDee Lamb props because he's never had a injury played season, whereas Chase has.
So I found a video. It's fake, but it looks real. Did you see this by Andy Dalton?
That
AI video.
AI is fucking crazy right now. He was just shitting on him.
We're going to share this with our fans.
But I am happy though, New England. I'm glad they are doing what they're doing with Drake May. Because Brissett is a good person to learn off of, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been successful at times. He's played, for Browns, Colts?
Like
he's
12 teams. Success. But he's been in the league for so long, too.
So, let's...
I single-handedly set black quarterbacks back by more than a decade today. Bryce Young can sit his ass on the bench where he belongs. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Andy Dalton. Yeah, I'm a ginger, so fucking what? I have over 40,000 career yards, and I threw 3 touchdowns today. We beat the crap out of the Raiders, and the Carolina Panthers offense put up more points in the first half than we did in the previous 2 games combined under Bryce. It's obvious I'm the man for the job. So what if Bryce was the first overall pick? So what if he won the Heisman? He's too short, and he can't pass the goddamn football. Everyone knows Alabama quarterbacks all suck in the NFL. See you guys next week. I single-handedly...
Yeah, it's funny, but it looks real as shit.
That was one of the more obvious ones. I've seen other interviews.
You think that's obvious? I mean, obvious based off of the content, but you thought it was obvious
the way he was moving his head. I've seen other interviews from like quarterbacks and MLB players that were AI that it was like, it was a coach. And at first, what he was making sense. And then he started just talking so much shit. And I was like, God damn, AI is good because I really thought it was real.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, oh, that was pretty good. It was funny and it kind of fit into the whole idea,
Yeah, fuck Alabama. Anyway.
So I wanted to. I had a couple things on those. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's move. We'll change the order since we're talking about football. Did you do your homework?
You know what? I thought about that earlier today. I was like, wait a minute.
I was supposed to do something.
Tim asked me to do something for this week. I don't remember what the fuck it was. Or was that last week? Fuck, I think it was this week. So no. What was it again?
The worst draft picks for your team.
Oh, that's easy. I can.
Some of them you might know. I looked up some of mine, just to kind of get a list of some. My number one is a shitty one, but you'll know why when I explain.
And it's not just like first round; it's any.
It can really be any round. If we're talking about bust, usually it's going to be a first round pick. I'll be honest, you're probably right that the Broncos probably don't have a lot. I have 7 first rounders.
Really?
Yeah, 7 first rounders. Now this is going back to 2000 because that's when I really got into football.
Okay.
And I knew these players. There was some from like the 70s and 80s, but I didn't know who these guys were. So I will go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
My first one on my list, David Wilson.
Running back
out of Virginia or Virginia Tech. I can't remember which. He was a first-round guy, 2012.
Didn't he have like 1 or 2 good seasons, though?
Yeah, he had 1 decent season, and then he got real bad with fumbling the ball.
Okay.
He came in kind of at the end of Brandon Jacobs' career, had some fumbles in it. I remember he had a fumble in this game against the Cowboys. He like fumbled back-to-back carries, and I remember Tom Coughlin fucking screaming at this dude.
Yeah.
And he never really played much after that. He had one.
I remember him.
He had one good season.
Because wasn't he like supposed to be like one of the top running backs in the league?
He was our number 1 pick that year because we were looking for Brandon Jacobs' replacement.
Right.
Like everyone was really high up on him. And yeah. So
I remember that.
David Wilson.
Well, I know one from it was within the past 10 years. And I believe he was a first round pick. Paxton Lynch.
Oh, okay.
Quarterback who was supposed to be maybe he was second round.
That's just been the last few years, right?
Yeah. And it was definitely within the last 4 or 5. And he was supposed to be our next big quarterback. But I'm like, because I didn't really pay much attention like during that offseason, and the new season was starting and they named him starter. And I was like, I remember thinking to myself, who the fuck is Paxton Lynch?
Yeah.
I don't remember this guy. I haven't heard his name. And I mean, I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Next on my list, a little bit older, but you might remember him, Ron Dane.
Yeah, he was part of Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, and he did okay
Tiki,
with Tiki,
right? Yeah.
He was out, I think, Wisconsin.
So you think he's one of the worst?
I think he's a bust. He never ended up turning into much. They had a little bit of a Thunder Lightning combination. That's right before the Giants, or that's right when the Giants made the Super Bowl against the Ravens.
Yeah.
It was mostly defense and a little bit of offense, but Ron Dane never did pan out to what they thought he was going to be.
I forgot about that Super Bowl because Ravens won,
yeah,
right?
they whooped their ass.
Yeah. Because wasn't it like right after Tiki either retired or...
No, that wasn't until 05. Not 05. That was 06.
The year you guys won the Super Bowl or the year after?
We won the year after Tiki retired.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I feel bad for him, but he shouldn't have fucking retired. Like, he still had a long career. He only played 10 years. And he was he was one of the best running backs in the league.
Okay, so another one for me. He's still in the league, but he's not a starter. Drew Lock.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Lock is fucking ass.
Was he a first-round pick?
No, he was a third-round pick. Or no, second-round pick.
It's still pretty high.
Yeah. Well, okay, and let me throw another one in there to go along with that because it was the same draft. Our first-round pick, who we don't have anymore, still in the league, Noah Fant. He was supposed to be the next
first-round pick?
Yeah, because he was supposed to be the next big thing in tight ends. Right? Yeah. He was the first tight end.
Who's he even playing on? Detroit?
No, he was on Seattle still, isn't he? Because remember, we traded him and Drew Lock to Seattle for Russell Wilson.
Drew Lock is the backup on the Giants now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought Drew Lock was still in Seattle, but no, Noah Fant's still in Seattle. Never put up a good season, like with big numbers. Like, he's not somebody you're going to start on your fantasy team every week. But he was supposed to be the next big tight end
but never
for us, and never.
Well, that's the Giants. He's not a bust, but Evan Ingram for the Giants kind of was the same thing. He never really did much. He's done better in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I think just need a change of scenery, but
yeah. My next one, and I mean, I still think he's a bust. He's in his 6th year already, but I don't think he's ever going to be what we need him to be. Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, he's a bust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 years ago. He had a decent season. Beat. I still tell people, yes, we made the playoffs. We beat bad teams. We lost the good teams. The only good team we beat was the Vikings in the playoffs.
That and Barkley had a monster year that year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that
helps. I still think Daniel Jones, I mean, his last 2 games, he's played okay, but you can tell it's still not comfortable. Did you watch the game last night at all?
I watched bits and pieces.
I watched the whole thing because I wanted us to not get blown out. No, they passed really well last night.
Oh, did he?
They didn't really have much pressure.
Every time I looked over, he was running for his life.
No, there was a couple plays where he got moved around, but no, he only threw like 3 or 4 incomplete passes.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't have a pick until the end. He only got sacked once. Micah Parsons really couldn't do much against Andrew Thomas.
The only thing I remember from that game is the insane number of fucking flags.
There was a lot of flags. The reason I'm bringing this up, though, is because he only really threw the ball downfield to Malik Neighbors there in that first quarter. That one game on the blown coverage.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even blown coverage. It was a nice little move, that juke move.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors went in and then immediately went out and was wide open.
Yeah.
But then the other throws downfield, he underthrew people. He looked like fucking 2 out.
Yeah, because one of them went for a pick, wasn't it? Well, no, he overthrew that one.
There was the one that would have been a pick, but there was a penalty.
Yeah, there was a penalty on that one. Then there was another one. He underthrew it, and it was going to be a fucking touchdown.
It would have been, Darius Slayton.
Yeah, that's it.
He was going deep on. So that's my thing, is even though he's thrown well the last couple of games, they're all little short passes.
Yeah.
He had a couple that were like 10 or 12 yards, but
Robinson had a decent game.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson, yeah.
Finally.
I like him as a number 2. If they can really get something going on there and then get the running game, because the running game's been working for the Giants last couple games, except for yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Daniel Jones is my number 3 guy.
Jerry Jeudy. He's one of my he's one of the worst picks we've ever had. And
what round was he?
First round. He was actually taken before he was taken before Lamb, because I think that was the same year Lamb came out.
Wow.
CD Lamb.
Isn't it crazy how when you look back in hindsight, you see that, you're like, wow, you could have had that guy.
Yeah. And I mean, Jerry Jeudy hasn't had a good quarterback thrown to him, but now he's in Cleveland, and Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson. I don't believe him anymore, but he's a diva for no reason. Like, he just runs his mouth too much. I wish Steve Smith would have beat the shit out of him. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah.
And then Steve Smith on fucking live TV puts his earphone down and was like,
it was last year, I think.
I wish he would have.
Yeah, that was
but
good.
Yeah, he was great in college. But didn't he go to it was Bama, wasn't it?
With college is people just keep forgetting that
Bama.
You're going up against 80% of the people, maybe even higher, 80 to 85% of the guys who are you're on the field with are not playing at the pro level.
Right. I agree.
And then you get to the pro level where all those guys, like, that's all the top players in college. And then a few like guys who squeaked through and just weren't ready, and then all of a sudden they got the pros and they got good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just fucking crazy to me. My number 4 guy, DeAndre Baker.
Who the fuck is DeAndre Baker?
He was a cornerback out of Maryland. We had 2 first-round picks that year. Daniel Jones was the first one, and then the next pick we took later in the first round was DeAndre Baker. He's a cornerback out of Maryland. Never really did much of anything.
No shit.
Yeah.
Maryland quarterback, huh?
Cornerback.
Yeah, cornerback. That's what I meant. No, that's what I said. Jarvis Moss. He was
That name sounds familiar.
Defensive. He was an end. And he was actually picked 17 that year, and he was supposed to be really fucking good. He was from Florida. It wasn't really a big guy, but he was quick, and he never really put together a good season for us. And then he might have went to, I want to say Baltimore. No, he went to
sounds familiar.
Yeah, he went to Oakland for 2 years and was drafted in 2007 and was out of the league by 2011.
Yeah.
He just never put together a good season.
Just popped in my mind, and I'd wait, but I don't want to forget his name. Davian Clowney.
Oh yeah, he had one good
was my
year.
issue. Well,
his rookie year.
He had and in college, I remember I was South Carolina. He had that one play.
Yeah,
they kept replaying over and over, but they weren't showing anything else.
Yeah,
and I'm like, am I the only one seeing this? And this guy had one big play. And he's like the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, and that was insane. But like he did.
I mean, I'm sure he did other things in college, but that was the only thing.
It was like a freakish play. His stats were good that last year in college, but then he showed out his rookie year and then never put together anything close after that.
Yeah. My number 5. This is an obvious one. Kadarius fucking Toney. What a fucking waste.
He was a first round.
He was a first round pick out of Florida.
I've never seen
2021. He was supposed to be our replacement for Odell.
I've never seen somebody with so much butter on their hands.
Like, yeah, that dude fucking garbage. He had a couple good games there in the playoffs for Kansas City. Next year, I thought he was going to come out. I had him in one of my fantasies. I thought, okay, he showed something in the playoffs. Nope, nothing. He's not on Kansas City anymore. I don't even know if he's on a team right now.
But
he's garbage. Garbage.
Wait, he's not on Kansas City right now?
I don't think so. If he is, they don't throw to him. He ain't getting the ball.
I could have. Well, I thought he was in the. I thought him in preseason. Maybe they cut him.
I would say if they had him,
there's no team.
I'm pretty sure he's not on there anymore.
Would you consider Tebow a bad draft pick? I mean,
because everybody said at the time he was never going to be an NFL quarterback. He had that one okay year where they beat the Steelers in the playoffs, and that was a fucking lucky throw.
Yeah, it was luck.
I think it was Polamalu just blown coverage.
But he did have one of the best, wide receivers of all time to throw it to. Yeah, Marius Thomas, R.I.P.
Yeah, I would say Tim Tebow is definitely a bust.
Yeah, I mean, this just proves that college-style offenses don't equate to NFL-style offenses. What he did in college doesn't work.
No.
Like, whenever you see him do the jump throw into the end zone from the 5-yard line for Florida, you're not doing that in the NFL. No. It doesn't work like that.
Every once in a while, you'll see Pat Mahomes, and he doesn't even do it as much. Some of those weird throws of his.
Yeah.
Occasionally, he'll throw them in there, and you're like, don't ever fucking do that again.
And it's crazy. That year, we actually that was a good draft. Demaryius Thomas in the first round. And Tebow in the first round.
Tebow should have never even been a first round pick, though. That's what's crazy.
And he was pick 25.
And everyone was saying when he came out, he would make a good tight end or running back, like a Taysom Hill.
Yes, like a Taysom. If they would have used him like a Taysom Hill, he would have lasted longer.
The Saints would utilize Taysom Hill more because Taysom Hill will come out and give you like 30 fantasy points and then not touch the ball for the next 5 fucking games.
Well, then we did second round Zane Beatles, great guard for us that year. And then in the third round, Eric Decker.
Oh, okay.
Remember that? And then a DB, Parrish Cox, who was really big for us that year. So that was a good draft year.
All right. My next guy, because we are terrible with drafting cornerbacks, Eli Apple, who has not been terrible in the league, but he was not a first round. He was not worthy of a first round.
You don't think so?
No, he never did shit for the Giants. That's why he's not there.
He's
done okay on
or not Cincinnati. Or he was with Cincinnati.
He was with Cincinnati. He was on the Saints at one point, I thought.
Okay.
And he was there as a starter. He's done better with those teams, but not first round.
I was going to say, I remember in Cincinnati, he was pretty solid. And then I guess it was just the system. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I'll throw one out here for you. You remember
Davis.
Josh McDaniels? Huh?
Terrell Davis.
Fuck you. You remember Josh McDaniels came in and ran out Cutler, right? And then wanted his quarterback. And who do you think that quarterback? Well,
to replace Jay Cutler?
It wasn't because Tebow wasn't until 2010. We drafted Cutler in 2006. Okay, so Tebow was, but then Tebow left. So I guess the successor to Tebow or whatever, or a first round pick, we had a second round pick, and it was Brock Osweiler. And
I remember Brock Osweiler.
He had a decent year in Houston one year.
I remember you talking him up. You definitely had his dick in your mouth.
No, because all right, so he sat behind Tebow for like 2 years.
See, when I talked about people sitting, I meant behind people that are okay or decent.
Like, I mean, you can learn, but he sat behind Tebow for 2 years, and we saw glimpses of him. Like, when Tebow was hurt and he had to play, he played good. I was like, that's the thing. Like, dude was tall as shit. He had some muscle to him. You know, he could throw the deep ball, and no, nothing. He fucking sucked. Went to Houston and had one decent year, and then
gone. I remember him signing with Texans, and he actually, he had a decent year that year.
But he was supposed to be so big for us, and yes, I said it, but no.
My last true bust, it was a first-round pick, Eric Flowers. He was a left tackle for the Giants. They got him. Their first-round picks, like back-to-back years, they took linemen. They took Justin Pugh their first year, and he almost made the list, but he wasn't too bad. But Eric Flowers was awful.
Yeah, I was saying, I never heard of him.
2015. I think I'm almost positive Justin Pugh was 2014.
Okay.
Eric Flowers, fucking terrible. Such a waste of a first round draft.
And you guys draft really bad defense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, linemen, you guys used to be really fucking good at drafting it, but
we haven't had a good pass rusher since what? Pierre Paul.
Yeah, because it started with Strahan, then Unwritten came, and then Tuck,
and then Pierre Paul.
Even
like some of those other guys,
Thibodeau's not bad.
Thibodeau's okay. He's not living up to that same hype. He's probably at the bottom of that list. Matthias Kiwanuka is better than he was.
Yeah,
because Kiwanuka was supposed to come in as a secondary to Umanura, but he was never. They ended up switching him over to linebacker, and he was better there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going for my last one. I'm going to go between two of them. But it might not be fair to throw Burnitz in there yet.
Yeah, it's not fair yet.
Listen,
it's only 3 weeks.
I don't hate the kid.
You guys have a win, right?
Yeah,
won last week.
Yeah, we beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
I don't hate the kid. Yeah, he was pretty good at Oregon. Fuck Oregon. I don't like Oregon. I didn't like Burnitz in college, but I knew we were going to draft him, and
I just hope it's not another waste of our first round draft pick.
See Tebow, a right-handed Tebow in him.
Yeah,
can't make a decision, and then just runs. Like, you need to get the ball out within 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I get you need a quarterback, but stop worrying about I think sometimes these teams make these picks because the fans, and I get that, but at the same time, what works. It takes time. You can't just. All the quarterbacks that win this draft, they're not all going to be good.
And
one of them, maybe two if you're lucky, are going to be good.
And even drafting Burnitz, nobody's expectation was for us to win the division or make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
So why would you waste that on Burnitz? We have other needs. We need another pass rusher. We need another safety to replace Justin Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't going to win anyway. But I'm not going to say if you weren't sold on Burnitz, because I don't know if they were or not. But this next draft class that's coming out, there's a good bit of good quarterbacks in this one. Why not wait and get one there? I mean, during the offseason, we traded for Zach Wilson. Why not let him fucking play?
Yeah, let him try. You never know. He might do something.
Right. He was a first round.
And if Burnitz sucks, there's a good chance that they end up benching him anyway and putting Zach Wilson in.
And then, I mean, if not, we got fucking Jarrett Stidham, who replaced fucking Russell Wilson last year.
Yeah.
But if it's not fair to use Burnitz, I'm going to throw Javonte Williams in there right now. Our current starting running back.
Okay. I was like, I know that name.
Well, whenever who was our last running back right before him?
Wasn't there like a Lindsey dude who everyone was
Philip
high
Lindsay.
On Philip. Everyone was high on him for 2 or 3 weeks, and then he just fell off.
Yeah, well, he had one good year, but there was somebody else who was ahead of him.
Whole year.
There was someone else who was ahead of him.
Yeah, you had a double-headed. It was Philip Lindsay and someone else.
No, this was after Philip Lindsay. But Javonte Williams ended up playing the game because the running back was hurt, and he was that was the one that he basically carried 4 defenders on him for 20 yards. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I like him.
I'm glad I got this off a team. I just realized this is not centered at all. I thought it was me. I thought it was the camera. Look how crooked this logo is.
Oh, I know. I noticed that. But he hasn't really put together fantasy wise, he is supposed to be a top 5 running back, and he hasn't put together a monster season.
Who said
yet.
He's a top 5 running back?
In rankings, like preseason rankings, yes. Last year he was a top 5. This year he was a top 10, but last year he was a top 5.
He was top 5 last year?
Yes. And he didn't put together really that great of a season. Who the fuck was the backup running? I don't know.
Well, my last guy was not a first round pick.
Okay.
Matt Dodge.
Who the fuck is Matt Dodge?
I can show this now, but this is triggering for me. I just want you to know that.
Okay. Miracle at the Meadowland. Oh, was this from... Wait, when was this from?
I don't know. You'll let you see it.
So in all likelihood, Deshaun Jackson...
Right. So, that right there is Matt Dodge.
What position does he
He
play?
was a punter. He was a 7th round punter for 2010. Not that he was supposed to be any good.
Yeah.
But this was the game when we were up 3 touchdowns against the Michael Vick and the Eagles.
Right.
I don't even remember exactly what year this was. This was 2010.
Okay.
We had this game won. Eagles come back and tie it because Michael Vick had a hell of a year with the Eagles that year. Come back and tie it. This guy is told one thing only. Do not kick it to Deshaun Jackson.
Yep.
And what does he do?
Going to at least get a return.
Don't kick it to fucking Deshaun Jackson.
Went to that
kick it right to me. This was triggering. This is still triggering, but
the kickers worked out in the stadium.
Dude, that was Deshaun Jackson. He was a stud in the fucking return game.
Officials are getting together. Maybe a question about time left on the clock.
Please reset the game clock to 14 seconds.
We'll put 2 seconds back on. 8.7 yards.
Here we go. Here's a play. Here's a play from around the world.
Waits. And it's a line drive kick.
Right to Kenny Rocket.
And he fumbled it.
Try and recover.
Right up the fucking middle. See ya.
That was a nice block there.
Deshaun Jackson.
He said, fuck you guys.
Still not in, and now in for the touchdown.
He played with y'all too. Fucking played with you.
Unbelievable. No time left.
Look at Tom Coughlin. Look at Tom Coughlin.
Was he a rookie or no?
He was a rookie.
Okay.
He was a rookie punter.
But just let you know, after this game, just go the fuck home. Don't ever fucking
you're
come
fucking
back.
done. You'll never play in this league again.
Tom Coughlin looks like he went right to
You
Matt
had
Dodge
one
and was
fucking job.
asking him what he was doing. He had been asked
what
to
he
kick
was
it
doing.
out of bounds.
Do not kick it. Let's take it to overtime.
And it wasn't anywhere near out of bounds.
No. Fucking. Oh,
I remember that game. That was fucking great.
We were up by 3 touchdowns, and I was just like, "Wow." So that was our first draft pick for the New York Giants and the Denver Broncos.
Which, I mean, I'm gonna say the Broncos, and at least in the last 24 years, have actually done pretty solid at drafting. Within the first 3-4 rounds.
I mean, not all the Giants draft picks are bad, but that was just. There's some pretty bad ones.
You guys got lucky in 04. I'm just saying. Because Eli decided he didn't want to play for the Chargers.
Yeah. But it is kind of crazy circumstances. But, I mean, Phillip Rivers was a better stat guy. I definitely wonder, like, what would have happened if Phillip Rivers had went to the Giants? Would we have been as successful?
I mean,
maybe.
It was a good system. Your defense was amazing during those 2 Super Bowl runs. I think Eli was, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, in my opinion. Could Phillip Rivers have done the same? I don't know, because I think Eli had more poise and more,
True.
He was calmer in the pocket, whereas Phillip Rivers, he was just like, he had a lot of passion for the game, but he had way too much emotion in the game. And I think that was
true.
I mean, if Rivers got a ring, he'd be a Hall of Famer. I don't think he's going to be, but I mean, he's in our division. Fuck Phillip Rivers.
One of the candidates
for this
draft.
Has it been 5 years?
Yeah, I think we're not going to talk about it this week, but I think we're going to talk about that one next week.
Okay.
For the Hall of Fame class
for this year. Oh yeah, he's
out of who the candidates are. Who do we think should be there? Or
he's
maybe
first ballot
that are still not on there that should be.
You know what? Caleb just told me the list last weekend. And I did mention Eli. I think there's a I won't say. I mean, I will save it for next week. I think there's like a lineman. Staley?
I think it was. I'd have to look at. I looked at it for like 5 seconds. And I'll have to look.
There's a huge list, but there was like 3 guys. I would say, yeah.
But the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about was, I've been taking the social psychology, which is really interesting because it's very intriguing to me the way that we act in groups and as a society, like in certain areas. And these are some of the things that I think about on a regular basis. The unwritten rules that we follow, without any real good reason. Headphones in public, right, kind of serve as like a do not disturb sign.
Yeah. And that's why people that wear AirPods and you can't see them piss me off.
Yeah. So like one thing, because I have a pair of Beats.
Yeah.
The little earbuds, and I really like them, but I'm not a big fan of having stuff in my ear. So when I'm out in public, I use them like when I go to the gym, but I usually don't. My thing, and maybe I'm weird like this, I can't stand people who are on their Bluetooth, but their phone is nowhere to be seen, and they're just talking. It's almost like I want you to think I'm talking to you. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
If I am on my Bluetooth, I have my phone out like this, so that people see I'm not. It's like just a little nonverbal communication. Hey, I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you.
That's why you just get a pair of Bluetooth over the ear. I have a pair. I was tired for the longest time wearing earbuds or having just crappy Bluetooth. So I spent a little bit of money. I paid $100 for them, but they're Sony.
Mm-hmm.
They're really fucking good. Great sound, and I love using them. But if I got them bad boys on, I mean, that definitely means don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, I have a good pair of Anchor. Anchor ones that I got from Amazon for like $60. I was using them at work, but I brought them home to use whenever I'm like outside cutting the grass.
Oh yeah,
because my earbuds get too sweaty and I feel like they want to fall out. So I use my Anchor ones.
Yeah,
but I do like those. Elevator etiquette.
Don't fart.
Well, where do you stand? Where do you stare?
I hate that decision. That's like one of the decisions I hate the most. I hate being the last one into the elevator. Because then you're just, especially if it's full, because then you're like, you take a step in and it's either you stop because there's no room to turn around and now you're just staring at everybody. Or do you just say, fuck it, and like you might actually bump someone and you turn around real quick.
We all stand.
But now everyone's staring at my ass.
Yeah, we all stand and face the same direction. Looking at the floors.
You don't want to look at each other.
So because I'm so aware of it now, I usually don't. I won't stare at people. I don't want to be weird. But I will like position my body more to face them.
Yes. If there's not a lot of people in there.
Yeah, if it's only me and one other person.
I lean up against the rails. Yeah. Like in the corner or something.
But it's like my way of showing like casually, hey, I'm not a stalker. I'm not going to rape you.
Yeah. Well, like I've honestly, like since I've been doing delivery, sometimes I have to use the elevator. If it's just me and another person, I'll always say it first, like, hey, how you doing? And then, like, if it's a lot of floors we have to go, which usually don't, like, I'll be like a weather-related topic or something, and I'll just say, hey, have a good day.
Yeah.
Full elevator, don't fucking talk to me. I'm not going to talk to you.
We're all crammed in there. We're all claustrophobic.
Yeah. But, like, in the big city, when I go to, like, an Orioles game or something in parking garage, we're in the elevator, it's going to be packed. I hate being the last one in there because then I can't turn around. I'm a big guy.
I'd rather take the stairs.
Now I'm fucking staring at everybody and they're all staring back at me.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Giving the thank you sign when someone lets you go in traffic, like either lets you like waves you out or whatnot, and then you want to make sure they see it.
Yeah. Or just like they always see it with me, like my hand that's on the steering wheel.
You give them one of these.
No, I do a full wave.
Sometimes I do 2 fingers.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes if I'm trying to be cool and casual, and someone lets me out, I'll be driving.
I don't think that's the right etiquette. I think you're supposed to use whole hand.
So it's supposed to be whole hand, not. Fingers.
You're just like I don't know.
So I'm not showing as much appreciation.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? When I first started driving, everybody did it, especially like. I mean, I know up in my neighborhood, it's all like, they fit one car. Every time I do it, I let someone, I let someone by, or no, they let me by. I always wave.
Do you get pissed off if they don't wave?
Yes, I do. I'm like, all right, cool, asshole. You're welcome, bitch.
He let him go. That person didn't fucking wave at me. Now he's like fucking tailing him.
Mine's more aggressive because I say, "You're welcome, bitch," or "You're welcome, asshole."
I don't have road rage. Like what I do if because I've been having to take a lot of trips downstate.
Yeah.
So I'm on I-70 a lot. People are fucking idiots. Like I don't get road rage. I don't flip people off. If someone cuts in front of me or does something stupid, I just look like you fucked up. I would.
Yeah.
Almost like as if I let you. Right in front of me. So I give the more passive aggressive.
Yeah. I can't be like that because then I just feel like a bitch.
So for me, it's like they know they fucked up. I don't even need to do nothing.
I go
because
down
then
there.
I'm not going to let them affect me and cause me to go get rageful. I'm tailing them or hawking the horn or I don't like
done that a couple times where I have tailed people before. Like I'm super fucking close. But in the city or like down there, I go down there now, not trying to be the first somewhere. If I know somebody's trying to get over, I don't hurry up and get behind people anymore. Yeah. I used to do that. Like, hurry up and close that gap so they can't get in front of me.
I do that sometimes.
I used to, and I still do it occasionally, but now I'm like at the point where, you know what? People have let me into the lanes.
I don't mind letting some people. What I can't stand is, okay, so traffic has been merging for a mile at least. We're all taking turns, right? You were taught in school, take turns.
Yeah.
The people who skipped all that to try to get ahead.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you. You're going to sit in here just like the rest of us. We've all been in here for 20 minutes.
Yep.
How dare you think that you can skip all this? No, I will ride someone's ass.
Damn right.
And I'll be in a state car doing it too.
Dude,
fuck no, you are not getting in front of it. You are going to sit the same amount of time as the rest of us in this line.
I pissed so many people off last time. What was it? Last year when me and Caleb went to an Orioles game. And traffic was so... I've never had traffic this bad. But it was like... One of the lights, it was... Every time it turned green, it was 2 cars that could get through. And that was it. And I was like, nope, not me. Not this time. I was the 3rd car in that line for that green light. Yep. Whenever it turned red and we stopped, I was in the middle of the fucking... the cross section. Everybody coming the other way was fucking pissed because they couldn't go nowhere.
I won't ever do that. I can't stand it when people sit in the middle of an intersection. Well, it's actually illegal.
Okay, so like
you can get a ticket if a cop was there.
Probably the first 2 feet of my car was past the intersection.
Okay, so at least you were
2 feet. Yes.
You were past halfway,
but not enough.
You were still blocking,
but not enough for the fucking traffic.
Other people do, so you're not the only one. But yeah.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Shopping cart boundaries. So, standing no less than 3 feet away when someone's in an area where you need, and now with us doing spark deliveries, but this probably happens to us more often. Someone's where you need to be. You don't want to stand there and just stare at them and wait. So you pretend like you're looking at something else.
Well, I think I need those crackers.
I'll be like, look at that. Knowing damn well I don't want that. And as soon as they move, I'm not even.
Yep, right there.
I immediately move. I don't even pretend like. Oh, there it is. No, I just
take
go.
10 minutes to figure out which fucking box of cookies they want.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Put your shit and fucking go.
So no more than 3 feet?
Standing no less than 3 feet away. You gotta still stand close. I don't know if I
close enough to make them uncomfortable.
Well, you're close enough to the area that way no one else can cut in front.
But they still do.
They still will try. But to make it a point, like, oh, man, we're both in the same area looking together.
Yeah.
Oh, your items there, my items here. Oh no, it's there.
You know what? I'm glad you gave me that because I've never really gotten that close. I'm going to do it now.
I will get close.
Well, I'm going to do an experiment because I don't give a fuck if people get mad at me.
So you're just going to stand there and stare at them?
I'm going to stand literally as close to them as possible. I want to smell their fucking hair.
But don't...
No, to the point...
But don't pretend... The next time you do not pretend to look at something else. Stare at them.
No, I'm going to make them...
stare right where you need to go.
I'm going to make them as uncomfortable as possible to see if it makes them move quicker.
As a people, we are so passive-aggressive towards each other.
Now, like, I know they're going to turn around and, like, give me a dirty look, especially if it's, like, a couple standing there or something like that.
You just look at them and you say, no, I'm just waiting. You're where I need to be.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. I'm not going to...
wonder how close...
Do you want me to sit here and pretend like I'm looking at something? Oh, let me look at these oodles and noodles.
Yeah, fuck that. How close do you think I would be able to get without someone saying anything?
No more than half of that shit. I don't think you can get 18 inches from someone.
I want to fucking...
18 inches is what, here?
Yeah, about...
I mean, we're about 3 feet away.
Oh, I can get closer. I can get so much closer. Yeah, dude, like I said, I want to be able to smell what fucking type of deodorant they're wearing. Make them uncomfortable.
Bathroom stall check. So before going in, you don't... This was fucking hilarious. You don't...
Wait, what? What are you laughing about?
My teeth are coming out. And I'm thinking about it. I'm picturing being on that toilet and being so fucking scared. You should know, mind your own business. Someone comes by and tries to check it.
Oh, yeah. Do you say something?
Fuck these teeth.
Do you say something?
No, but like what I'm saying is like, how do you check to see if someone's in there? You look under. You don't check the fucking door, scare the fuck out of someone.
No.
Sitting on
that hasn't happened to me before. But if they did, you just say occupied. Someone's in here.
Someone's in here.
But no, you definitely check under.
I'm just picturing being on the toilet and be like, what the fuck?
Have you ever gone into the what is it, the wheelchair bathroom?
The
handicap toilet?
It's not just for them.
Ever scared that somebody in a wheelchair was going to come in while you're taking a shit?
No, I never thought about that.
I saw a TikTok video because I've never known, no one's ever talked about that happening.
Yeah,
because most people in wheelchairs, like,
I've never ran into someone in a wheelchair in the bathroom ever.
Yeah,
in any public
most
bathroom.
People probably hasn't. But I saw a fucking video, and they a person in the wheelchair ended up using the normal stall, and you could just the person's video in them getting up out of the wheelchair, like, and I guess he was standing up to pee.
Difficult,
and you could just see the person whenever he stood up, he stomped right before he peed, and everybody was like, "The stomp got me," because they're fucking pissed, but you're not saying a fucking word. You're just gonna sit there until they leave. Yeah, anytime that fucking handicap stall is open, I fucking take it.
I always go in it. There's
a
lot more room.
Those small stalls make me sweat.
Elbows get in the way.
It makes me sweat. I'm enclosed.
All right. This next one's not quite as funny. Fake laughing when someone tells an unfunny joke.
I do that all the time on this podcast.
It's one we do all the time, but you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. But it's like,
yeah. I mean, I think that's more like something you do towards like your boss or something.
Yeah.
You don't want to seem like a dickhead. True. Or like when you're like new.
Yeah. How many times in a row can someone sneeze before you stop saying God bless you or gesundheit or whatever?
Like, you know what I live with. You've never heard Ashley sneeze.
I mean, I probably have, but not enough to know what you're talking about.
If you've heard her sneeze, you would remember because she does no less than 4 in a row every single time.
You gotta get your shit together after I give you 2.
20 years. Well, no, I wait until she's done because hers are really fast.
Okay.
She goes like, achoo, 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 yes, all in a row. Caleb, however, I don't know how he adopted, because whenever he was a kid, all the way up until, I guess, like middle school, he sneezed like a normal fucking person. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to be like his mom. And, I mean, he doesn't do as many, but his are slow. We'll be like, achoo! Achoo! And I've already said fucking bless you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it again.
You're getting 2 out of me. I will give you 2. And then after that,
but why do you feel the need to say it again?
I don't know. Just because I feel like most people shouldn't sneeze more than twice. It's funny how judgmental we are if other people sneeze. They can't control that.
Yeah.
But other people's sneezes irritate you, don't they?
I hate the...
we feel like they're either over or under exaggerated. I don't even really sneeze. You've heard how I sneeze.
Yeah, I kind of sneeze like you.
I can't help. That's just how I sneeze.
Well,
I don't do the chew, but people get irritated even by that.
Yeah.
Like, why do you hold it? I'm not holding it.
Yeah, you're just holding your mouth. But
when I hear other people sneeze and it feels so over exaggerated, like really, like that's how you sneeze. You're not a fucking cartoon.
Ashley's are a yell. That's her freaking saying. I swear to God. I'll have to video it once. Well, you can't video it. It happens too quick. Hers are no bullshit. I'm like, what the?
Is she a quarterback? Saying
That's what it sounds like.
trying to draw defense off sides.
Hey, here we go.
Oh shit!
No, hers are fucking awful. But no, you get one from me because I said what I am required to say, and I'm done.
Puppy. Yeah, see, Tammy's got really bad sinuses, so when she does sneeze, it'll be like constant in a row, like 8. Like, shoo. And hers aren't even super exaggerated, but after it's like, because she'll have like 8, 9, 10 go.
Yeah.
Because her sinuses get
But
fucked
like
up.
a normal sneeze,
they're normal,
is
but after
one.
it's like
if she just sneezes like normally, it's just one, right?
no, she doesn't usually because she doesn't sneeze that often because of her issues with her sinus. When she does, it's something triggered it, and so it's numerous in a row. And that's when it's for hers isn't the quality of this; it's the quantity.
Quality.
It's how many. It's like okay,
Well, what if the quality?
Get your shit together. Go take care of that or something.
What if the quality and quantity sucked? Because like this is
fucking kill yourself.
Damn, this is now 20 years that I've listened to this. And now on top of it, I have the snore that sounds like a fucking locomotive. I've slept on the couch for 2 weeks. I'm tired.
Yeah, because I don't really snore. Snoring is tough. I need to get like earmuffs or something.
Apparently I do, but it's not that loud.
Hers? I mean, I think we all snore a little bit. Mine's not that loud, but
actually, I can hear from downstairs.
Ow.
Yeah.
Tammy's aren't that bad. Grandma's were bad. Remember when
my God, hers
they were
awful.
fucking terrible. When we went on that, did I not get, when we went to Disney, remember you and Sarah had to share a bed and I got to stay in, thinking I got the win. I got my own bed. No, I had to sleep with Grandma. And I remember getting up in the middle of the night trying to stuff toilet paper in my ears. And it didn't fucking help.
I actually think, I gotta go to the dollar store. I might see if they have earplugs to see if that works. Because if I don't fall asleep before her, I have to go downstairs. But now it's to the point she's waking me up. And
that's pretty bad.
Deep REM sleep, and she's waking me up.
It is starting to wake me up. And that and Ellie. Did we let Ellie sleep in bed with us? And Ellie, she gets up and she loves curling up next to me, which is great. But then she gets hot and then wants to get up and then get on top of the blanket. And then she'll get cold and want to get back under. And Ellie probably wakes me up at least 2 times every night.
Well, here's my question. It's that loud, like with Ashley. I don't know how she sleeps. Like, how does it not wake you up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. This next one, I don't know if you've ever really had to deal with it. I've had to deal with this one at work. And I've done it myself because it's the social norm. The reply all. Read like unnecessarily replying all the emails.
I never really I've never had to do that.
I've had to deal with that as within the training unit. Like, so someone gets a promotion or they recognize employee of the month or birthdays.
Oh, you mean like something small like that?
Yeah, like why are we all replying all to hear happy birthday? Like, can't we each just reply to that person, hey, happy birthday to you? Like, why are we replying all? So instead, I get an email from every person wishing someone else a happy birthday.
But it's not...
It does get old after a while.
Is it an email from a different person or is it the same email?
We're all in the same chain, so everyone...
Right, so it just knew... Every time someone replies, it just knew again.
Yeah, because it's reply all.
I mean, like being a supervisor, I've had to deal with that. Like just like small little stuff. Every time someone has
reply alls are good because it's good information to
Yeah.
share. But it's things like a birthday or congratulations on your promotion or whatever it is. Like it's your 10-year anniversary working.
That
for
really
DJS.
didn't bother me that much.
It's not a big thing, but it is irritating. But I also engage in it because that's the norm.
Now, if someone was talking shit, like I mean, they're like throwing your name under the bus, this and that. I'm not replying all. Number one, I'm doing a nasty message back.
We don't usually get all
and
that.
It's just going to you. So
no, the most we get is my former direct supervisor. She's still my supervisor. She likes to talk a lot of shit about her supervisor. She doesn't usually do any emails, but we're in meetings. She's very passive aggressive towards her.
Wow.
Yeah. When you're in a store and you're browsing, you might buy something, but if someone asks you if you need any assistance and you just say, I'm just looking. When you actually you probably could use their help with something.
Yeah. When it's every time you say, no, I'm just looking, you realize I did need their assistance.
Yeah, I did need their help. And now I feel weird. I don't want to ask them for help.
But now it's at the point where like I don't really want to be social though either. And it's like,
yeah, it's like, hey, I lied. I need some help. I'm sorry, I lied.
Yeah, I guess for me, being social trumps the need for help. I will walk through 5 different aisles looking for something that I need for 2 hours, like at Lowe's, before I ask anyone for help because I don't want to fucking talk to people. Well, you're lucky I'm in your fucking store.
If it's busy, I won't because you're not going to get any help. But if it's slow, I don't mind asking for help. Honestly, the job I'm currently in has made me more sociable. I'm less introverted now than I used to be. I don't mind talking to people.
I found this problem. Have you ever had to like doing the Spark deliveries? Have you ever had to ask any of the Walmart employees for help, like finding something?
A couple times.
Have you
But they're hard to find. So a lot of times I know where it's at. I know it's not there, so I hit skip.
My problem is finding an aisle that doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, like those middle aisles.
Well, no, those I figured that out. It took me like a month to figure those out.
If you pull up the map, it doesn't show you.
Try and figure out where A39 is.
Where's A39?
Doesn't exist. Apparently, there was it was Great Value brand for maple syrup that's shaped like a maple leaf, right? Great Value shaped like a maple leaf. Well, they have in the pancake syrup aisle a bigger one, the 16 ounce, but it's not. They don't have the 8 ounce in there. That's an A39. So you start at the beginning, right? The what is it? The like market side. That's A37
are up front.
There's no even A38.
There's like the deli is A37 too, right? Because I've had to get stuff.
That's A37, and then
when you get over to the side, where like when you're first walking into the grocery side and the stuff is there on the right, that's like Z something.
Yeah,
I've had to get stuff from there.
Oh yeah, along the registers where the registers are. So on the map, like it will show you where that aisle is, right? It's showing it back where like the corner where the like butter and stuff is, and then like the milk.
That's what A32 and A33.
Yeah,
but there's
A39 is not back there. Although on the map it says that that's where the deli is, and I'm like, that's not where the fucking deli is.
Wow. So,
but anyway, like I never did find it, and I had to get the 16 ounce bottle. But yeah, like A39 does not exist, and I was gonna ask somebody because I want to know if it does.
It's usually the bakery stuff that I have trouble finding, like the cookies and muffins, because like finding the exact one that the person picked is a bitch.
Yeah,
and those things aren't labeled
or something that's not from the market.
Oh
or 2 days ago, I had to get a bunch of those fucking wax melts. Every single one that they wanted, they didn't fucking have.
Yeah. And there's a bunch, but not the ones you want.
Right. That pissed me off.
The last one is the handshake fist bump dance. When you're going up to someone who you don't interact with all that much, and you don't know if it's supposed to be a handshake, fist bump, and then you go to do like this, but they reach out the hand, and you're like this, and then it's like,
what's my normal move? Because usually I'm
a handshake guy. Usually,
I'm usually a handshake because I initiate the handshake. I don't know. I'm a hugger now too, dude. I like going and hugging people.
I mean, I don't mind hugging someone, but if it's someone who I don't know that well, I'm not
new
hugging
person.
them.
I don't think like. I mean, at work,
especially
I would
a guy. I'm definitely shaking hands, but even a girl.
Well, like I remember being a supervisor, meeting like new employees. I'm the one initiating. So like, yeah, girls definitely handshake. I don't fist pump girls. Sorry, I mean I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. I'm just
you're not worthy. You're not worthy.
That's not my vibe for that. But if it's like an older guy, I'm doing a handshake because they're not cool enough to do a fist bump. But if they seem like cool, hip shit like that, I might do a little fist bump action in there, or maybe like a little.
Does it matter the color of their skin?
No, absolutely not. Not it just matters what sex they are. No, I'm joking. Not sexist. A little bit. Yeah.
All right. Our last thing, which kind of goes in a little bit of a different direction. You know you're getting old when
the color of your beard, baby. You didn't even notice. You didn't even say nothing.
Doesn't make your color.
Dude, this is as dark as it's been in a long time.
It's very light. It looks like it's got gray through it.
Well, yeah, it doesn't hit everything, but like right in here, Tim. This was like
mine go.
This looked worse than yours.
Really?
2 days ago. But yeah, it's like really dark right now.
Are you mad that I didn't notice that?
I am hurt a little bit. Because Ashley never fucking notices either.
Well, she should notice, not me.
Yeah, because I'd buy the dark brown.
Really? Yeah, I don't think I'll ever color mine. I'm just letting it go.
I hate it because it looks stupid and scruffy.
I probably
So, like-
would if my hair hadn't come back all nice and
Jesus Christ. Well, no, like, because I don't like mine real long. So I try to keep it a little bit short. But I do like it long a little bit. But then it looks scruffy.
I
if
like
it's
this
gray.
part getting longer, but not this part. And I haven't really figured
yeah.
out the best way to trim it. So I'm kind of going with
The grays, they make it look scruffy.
Yeah.
Well, especially because mine aren't straight.
Well, as long as I keep mine short like this, I don't think it makes it look scruffy.
Yeah. Do you use oil or balm or anything?
I do, but I mostly during the winter.
I don't use oil because, I did it first, but now it makes me break out real bad. I
really?
only use balm now. Love it.
So anyway, so you know you're getting old when you make a noise when you sit or stand up.
Oh, I've been doing that for like 10 years, dude.
Yeah.
Knees are bad. Do you remember Dad's knees?
Yeah. Yeah, my knees, my back, basically all my joints at this point. Shoulders, neck,
really?
hips. Yeah, this shoulder's still fucked up.
Damn, from
My knees, my ankles.
chest up, I'm pretty good. It's just hips and down.
Yeah, my joints are pretty bad. You know you're getting old when you make comments or you start a statement with kids these days.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we have to now.
This one happened. I don't know.
Or
about you. You
nowadays.
stay up a little later than I do, but I think that you're even catching up to this. You can't stay awake if you start a movie after 9 p.m.
I refuse to start a movie after 9 p.m. now.
I usually won't unless it's a movie I've seen before, and I just need something to get me through like the next hour before I'm ready to go to bed.
Well, if it's like a Friday night or a Saturday night, like whenever Ashley's off or, Caleb's home, I don't mind it. If it's through the week, I'm not.
Yeah.
The only way I'm starting it is if I just want something on while I'm falling asleep.
Yeah. This next one, I definitely feel you get angry when the grocery store rearranges everything. I can't fucking stand when Walmart just randomly just changes everything.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's going to take me 6 months now to remember where everything's at now.
I mean, they haven't done it recently, but I hate, and I know it has to happen, but the stuff, like when you first walk in, they change that shit all the time. And the one thing I'm going to look for, or I came for, is not there anymore.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
This one I do all the time. You print rather than read off of a screen. I do this for work.
You print what?
Like whatever it is. If I have something long to read, like for school, for my chapters.
Yeah.
I haven't been this last semester, but the previous semesters I was printing off all my reading.
Is it because you like highlighting?
No, I don't highlight. It's easier for me to follow than reading on a screen.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I figured because if you have a piece of paper, you're not holding it up here. You're doing this. That hurts my neck.
It does hurt my neck after a while, but I usually prefer that method.
I prefer a screen over anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, you're. I don't know if it's you're old.
I don't think this one's people make fun of this one all the time. This one isn't an age thing, and it actually isn't about seeing. You turn down the car radio so that you can see better.
Yes,
but it's not so you can see. It's because the loud music.
Concentrate.
Yeah. And that's the thing is people make fun of it like, oh, you turn on the radio so you can see the rest. No, I'm hyper ADHD.
Yes.
I'm hyper focused on the music.
Yeah,
I need to get it to the level to where it's not my attention is more focused on the.
You think that's an ADHD thing, or because Ashley doesn't?
I think
she
it's
doesn't
ADHD thing.
have ADHD.
I'm starting to wonder. ADHD, the label for ADHD, I think is
really broad.
It's very, very broad because I was sharing this the other day. Actually, I was talking about. I use my personal life training all the time, and I talk about me having ADHD. There's no way you can compare my ADHD to your ADHD.
No,
we are totally.
And I honestly think, like, I'm going to say about 150 years ago, ADHD didn't even exist, and I'm not saying like it wasn't diagnosed. It didn't fucking exist. You know why? Because it's the shit we eat and drink that caused it.
Oh, absolutely. It's
the processed food and the chemicals that have turned our brains in. Does it go through genetics? Yeah, I think so. I think it becomes like a genetic thing within your brain. Because I can definitely see where I got it from, and you, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Grandma passed, you start going through her house and notice things are really a certain way.
Yeah.
on purpose. And I'm like, that's where I got it from. Yeah. 150 years ago, everybody was eating normal shit. Shit didn't exist.
Yeah. And then the last one, we're always checking expiration dates on milk.
You know, I don't pay attention to it.
Really?
Well, and
it's the one expiration date we constantly look at. I mean, granted, it's a lot shorter than most things.
Eggs,
still,
eggs I do.
I don't look at expiration dates on eggs.
I pay attention more to eggs.
I take the risk if they stink.
Well, because the milk, I always smell my milk before I use it, and I give it a shake. If it's chunky, no. And we stopped buying gallon because it would go bad.
Same thing. We use it by half a gallon because I don't eat cereal that much anymore, and the kids really only eat during the summer.
Oh, I eat Honey Nut Cheerios every single day. I'm not sponsored, but would love it. But buy half gallon, and that's gone in a week. I know it doesn't go bad. Eggs, however, will sit in our fridge for 2 months. And
we go through it because I eat eggs all the time. Ellie has an egg for dinner.
Yeah. Well, we don't go through them that much. Quick. And then by the time you're like, hey, I want an egg, they're fucking bad. And then you're like, well, do I still use it? See how it goes. Never had a bad egg.
I've had a bad egg. They're fucking gross. It's worse than spoiled milk.
Well, have you ever accidentally drank chunky milk?
Maybe once. I smell it too much to really say for sure.
The second worst thing I've ever had in my mouth.
It's the first. A Danny party.
Dip water.
Oh, yeah. Spit?
No, actually, no. It was it was a cigarette water in the car. If you like, we didn't like throwing our cigarettes out like on the freeway, like if cops behind you or whatever.
Well, you thought they were going to
well, no, we had
cigarette out the window.
Well, yeah, they could. That's littering.
But I don't think they do.
I don't throw cigarettes out the window if a cop's behind me.
Really?
I don't. I will wait. Hopefully, I have a bottle or something that I can put it in. If not, I'm burning my fingers.
I've never. I've always just tossed them.
We had a can that we would put our cigarette butts into. Well, my drink that I had in my car that time was the same as it was like a Pepsi. And that's what we were also using for cigarettes was a Pepsi can.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking drank it. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's fucking... that's probably
the worst.
That's gross, but the spit cup would have been the worst.
Yeah, no. That was the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I've seen videos of people that accidentally did it. And
I've seen little kids.
Because it's just like... Bro, it's fucking like gooey. Like...
Me a bad
you, Ellie.
Fight him. Next time you stay at his house, you can shit on his pillow.
Hi, baby. Hi.
All right. Well,
you don't like to play like that?
She does, but not down here because she's not used to being down here.
Oh.
So another solid episode.
Absolutely.
Only 2 people this time, but
yeah, well,
we're doing well. Ethan's still in the hospital. His sex change surgery, it went well. They say he's in good spirits.
Wait, sex change?
Yeah, he had his penis removed, remember?
Oh, wait, I thought, never mind. I thought he was getting something else removed.
What? Stick out of his ass? What the fuck is that? His testicle?
Yeah, the testicle, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they took the testicles or not. I think they were going to, he was trying to turn them into ovaries. We tried to explain to him
that's not how it doesn't work like that. Sorry,
I mean, he's
Ethan.
in good, he's in good spirits. I mean, we're hoping to have him back on the show here soon. But listen, he's following his dream. You know?
He is. He
hasn't. We don't know if he's going to keep the name Ethan. I don't know what name he's going to transition to.
Come on, it's Coach Derm.
Coach Derm.
No, it's well, he could be Coach Debbie.
Debbie, yeah. Ethan.
Elaine.
I was going to say
Ellen.
I was going to say Ellen, but no, we're not doing that.
Ellen, Elaine, Elizabeth. Ember.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Ember. So, Ethan, if you need help with names, Danny and I, we got you, and we support you. Come on, guys, we need to support this transition. You know what? Click the like button if you support Ethan's transition to becoming Ember.
Yeah, Ember. Ember. That actually sounds hot.
It does sound.
Maybe
hot.
he'll be hot.
He might be a hot girl. I bet he will.
I'm down for it if it helps the podcast.
Yeah.
He'll be here in, I believe, 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Middle of October, he'll be back with us. Next week we have another guest coming on. We'll save that for next week so you guys can see
it.
It
Looks like a penis.
a little bit like a penis. So, you know, circle of friends, you guys know who we're talking about.
We got we're gonna do a little dress up for Halloween.
Yeah.
Which that one's probably just gonna be me and you, right?
As of right now, we'll see maybe if we can get someone else, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe
I still haven't figured out what I'm
dress
wearing.
up.
I still haven't figured out what I'm wearing this year.
I still want to go to a cemetery, dude.
That would be pretty cool.
I'm just saying.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We got some good topics.
Bye.
Peace.